It doesn't take a genius to see we're living in a dark time for gaming right now. Valve's given up on creating games, Bethesda's pumping out garbage like Fallout 76, pay-to-win schemes like Battlefront 2 are running rampant, and quality gameplay comes second to cash grabs. Hi, this is Tyler from Titan Gaming, and this is a kinda brief history of Respawn Entertainment. Leaks for Apex have been kinda slow, and I've wanted to do a research project for this channel for some time now, so I decided it would be cool to look into the company who created the Titanfall universe and brought Jedi the Fallen Order to life. This is likely going to be a lot longer than my usual videos, but let me know if you guys like this style of content, and if you want to see more videos like it in the future. Rewind the clocks a while back, all the way back to the day that a man named Vince Zampella was born. Just kidding, that's a little too far back.
Please clap.
We're actually going to go back to the year 2002, when I was still a crying toddler, and Vince was founding Infinity Ward. This was the first real test of game production for him, but even before this he had a little bit of experience which would allow him to discover his lifelong partner. And I don't mean his wife. I mean Jason West.
You may kiss your bride.
Previous to the founding of Infinity Ward, Vince had worked on Medal of Honor Allied Forces with a company called 2015, at least 15 years before the year 2015. And this is where he met Jason West, the other half of Infinity Ward. The two of them went on to help produce almost every Call of Duty game, from Call of Duty 2 all the way back in 2005, up until 2010 when he was fired during the production of Modern Warfare 2. These boys had a pretty big say in the content for the game, especially in the later ones, as you'll see in a minute. There's been plenty of legal controversies surrounding these two figures since the beginning of their time with Infinity Ward, but we're going to skip forward to March of 2010, and this is where Vince's story really begins. During that month, Vince, Jason, and several other members of Infinity Ward were fired for contract breaches and insubordination.
You're fired!
On March 4th, Vince filed a lawsuit against Activision over a failure to pay royalties they owed to Infinity Ward, to which Activision responded by filing a countersuit, which involved both Vince and Jason. Additionally, EA was also included in this lawsuit, which was for a whopping $400 million. This lawsuit certainly wasn't for no reason, though. Vince was definitely doing some shady scheming behind the scenes, and according to the suit, Vince had been conspiring with EA for years to delay content for Call of Duty games, such as the stimulus pack for Modern Warfare 2, which was set to release on the same day as Bad Company 2. Vince only pushed the DLC back 2 days, having it launch on March 4th, in comparison with Bad Company 2 launching on March 2nd. But I guess it was still enough to get Papa Activision's panties in a knot. The lawsuit didn't really go anywhere, however, and Vince and Jason were both fired. EA and Activision didn't exchange any money over the suit, which was settled out of court. Activision ended up paying $42 million to Infinity Ward, which they owed in royalties, and Vince and Jason received $0 in compensation from royalties for their games. So at this point you're probably thinking, I came here for Respawn Entertainment. Where's Respawn Entertainment? And to that I say, let's talk about Respawn Entertainment. Vince and Jason didn't give up on their careers after they were fired from Infinity Ward, and moved on to found Respawn Entertainment with funding from Electronic Arts, which was formally announced at E3 in 2011. After teasing it several times, EA finally announced Respawn's first title, which would be Titanfall. Titanfall officially released on March 11th, 2014. Titanfall was a critically acclaimed success, garnering over 60 awards, which included 6 from the E3 Critics Awards, a record which is still unbroken to this day. With a Metacritic score of 86 and critic reviews placing the game consistently between 8 and 10, it was only a matter of time before Respawn were given another chance to shine.
Just give me a shot and I'll shine like the sun.
And shine they did. Just a year later, in March of 2015, it was confirmed that Titanfall 2 would come out in October of the following year. This was an even bigger success than its predecessor, and scored higher with every critic except Polygon, who I guess hated it. They gave it a 7 out of 10. And also, EA said something really quickly about a potential Star Wars game that might come out at some point.
So the Star Wars name is Jedi Fallen Order.
but more on that later. In 2017, EA officially acquired Respawn for $151 million and set them to work on a battle royale. We all know and love this battle royale as Apex Legends. This game was an attempt to capitalize on the major success of the other battle royale games at the time, like Fortnite and PUBG. But it seems as if this game has more power to stick around than the previous battle royale. EA has a lot of faith in Respawn's ability to make a competitive scene for Apex, as well as keeping the casual players happy, since in a very recent conference call, they mapped out a 10-year plan for the game. In addition to more content, EA has all but confirmed the game will be coming to next-gen consoles, like the PS5 and the Xbox Refrigerator Edition, and they also greatly expanded the number of employees and the financial resources of Respawn. EA also added that they were extremely happy with the 8 to 10 million weekly players that are interacting with the game, and coming in 2020, you'll be able to find Apex Legends on Steam. Respawn also just recently released Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Order, which is their first third-person title. The game did respectably well, bringing in 8s all around the board for ratings, and according to EA, has broken the sale record for any Star Wars game in history in under 2 weeks, which is pretty impressive to say the least. In addition, in comparison with other Star Wars games that have come out under EA, it's the first one to not draw intense criticism. Not to give my opinion or anything, Respawn is a pretty incredible company who have yet to release a bad game. I'd love to make a video dedicated to the ups and downs of creating individual games, like Titanfall or Apex, that Respawn have done. So if you've made it this far, drop a comment letting me know if you'd like that, and consider subscribing because I make new content every other day. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take it easy.